Last week, Lincoln Community College organized a workshop on safe internet and email practices. The speaker, Ms. Karen Lewis, explained that email is one of the most useful tools for students and teachers, but it can also be dangerous if people are not careful. She began by talking about spam. Spam messages usually contain advertisements and arrive in large numbers. While most spam is only annoying, some messages hide malicious links that can install malware on a computer. Next, Ms. Lewis discussed phishing emails. She told the story of a student who received an email that looked like it was from his bank. The email asked him to confirm his password and credit card number. Luckily, he checked with his teacher before answering, and he avoided a serious problem. She also reminded the audience about the risks of attachments. Hackers often attach files that look normal but actually contain harmful software. Her advice was simple: never open attachments from unknown senders. Finally, Ms. Lewis gave some tips for safe online behavior. She recommended using strong passwords, updating antivirus software regularly, and avoiding sensitive tasks such as online banking when connected to public Wi-Fi. She also suggested using a VPN for extra protection. The workshop ended with a discussion, and students said they felt more confident about using email and the internet safely.
Last Friday, Riverside University invited Mr. David Carter, an online security consultant, to give a talk about the importance of protecting networks. He began by explaining that almost every modern activity, from banking to studying, depends on safe internet connections. However, many people do not realize how vulnerable networks can be. Mr. Carter shared an example of a company that lost thousands of customer records because of weak passwords. Hackers found an easy way in and stole sensitive information. He reminded students that hackers often look for the weakest point in a system, and sometimes that weakness is simply a careless user. Next, he discussed the role of firewalls. A firewall works as a digital gatekeeper, deciding which traffic is allowed and which is blocked. Without a firewall, networks are much more open to attack. He also explained how encryption keeps information safe. When data is encrypted, it is changed into code that only authorized people can read. Even if hackers steal the data, they cannot understand it without the encryption key. Finally, Mr. Carter advised students to take personal responsibility. He encouraged them to create strong, unique passwords, update antivirus software, and avoid using public Wi-Fi for sensitive tasks like online banking. He concluded by saying that online security is everyone's job, not just the IT department's.
Last Wednesday, Greenfield College invited Ms. Laura Jenkins, a cybersecurity expert, to give a lecture to computer science students. She began by explaining that cybersecurity is not only about protecting machines, but also about protecting people's personal information. She shared a story about a student who received a phishing email that looked like it came from the college's IT office. The email asked the student to reset his password by clicking a link. Luckily, he became suspicious and reported it before giving any personal details. Ms. Jenkins explained that phishing is one of the most common online threats today. She then talked about malware. Malware, short for malicious software, can enter computers through downloads, unsafe websites, or attachments. Once inside, malware may steal files, slow down the computer, or even spy on the user. That is why updating antivirus software is so important. Another key point in her lecture was the use of firewalls and VPNs. Firewalls block harmful traffic, while a VPN, virtual private network, helps create a secure connection when using public Wi-Fi. Both tools are essential for keeping networks safe. Finally, Ms. Jenkins reminded students that good habits are just as important as good technology. Strong passwords, regular updates, and avoiding suspicious links are simple steps that everyone should practice. She ended by saying, "Cybersecurity begins with you."